Indeed, welcome. Good evening. As this week comes to a close, the weekend ushers in one of the busiest weeks for the 7 judges of the Supreme Court. The petitioner and respondents in the presidential petition have filed their submissions, and now the ball is on the judges' court. We have our senior reporters following every beat in this case. Ashley Wangari is at the Supreme Court, keeping an eye on all the updates from the registry, and Rebecca Kenywa, who successfully tracked down the man who now commands the country's full attention, Chief Justice David Maraga. Welcome to the Supreme Petition. My name is Hudson Amenya. Here are the highlights. Now, the constitutional timelines set for election petitions are strict. Lawyers and judges race against time to beat the set deadlines for petitions. But what happens when the time set is not enough? Michelle Ngara now reminds us of the 2013 election petition that left different parties heartbroken. To other news now, in July 2015, President Uhuru Kenyatta met with members of parliament from central Kenya, where he declared war against illicit brews in the region. 3 years later, how much progress has this war yielded? Patrick Gatwa returned to the village, was hit by the killer brew, and now reports. Now let's move to our feature of the day. And when Grace Wanja began to entertain her neighbors by contorting her body, she had no idea that that talent would one day put food on her family's table. Tonight on the first episode of your segment Story, we bring you the story of a teenage contortionist who is honing her skills on the streets of Nairobi. Now, thank you for that story. In 2016, the International Finance Corporation carried out a survey in Kakuma refugee camp, which found that the camp and the town represent a market worth billions of shillings. Inside the camp, survey entrepreneurs have identified opportunities to supply much-needed items while enriching themselves. One day at a time, they are building their business empires. Welcome guys, I hope you're ready for all the letters from the world of entertainment, because that's exactly what we're serving you right now. Welcome to Scoop News guys. I'll be your host Hudson Amenya, and coming up in the next half an hour, Mati Diop wins big at the Cannes. Kidum shares some adorable new pictures, and we head to the cinemas to check out Rocketman. All that and so much more right now on Scoop News. Let's start things off today up north in France, where the curtains closed this past weekend on one of the most important events in the world of film, the Cannes Film Festival. And as it ended, one of our very own African movie makers scored a big win in the competition. French-Senegalese director Mati Diop is the 2019 Cannes Grand Prix trophy winner for her film Atlantics. Now, you need to understand how big of a deal this win is. Not only is it the second most prestigious award at the Cannes, winning the trophy also makes her the first ever black female director to win an award at the festival since it started 72 years ago. But the trophy wasn't the only prize that Mati walked away with, because right after the Atlantic screened at the Cannes, guess which global streaming giant strolled in and dropped some fat stacks of cash to buy the film? You guessed right, Netflix did, on site. And to think that this is only her first ever feature film, kudos to you on the amazing work and success, Mati. Keep taking African film to the world. Now, from Mati Diop conquering a metaphorical mountain in the world of film up in Cannes, we move on to another outstanding African woman who conquered an actual mountain in the actual real world. It was all cheers and celebration on Monday down in Johannesburg, as hundreds of fans and followers gave a fitting hero's welcome to Miss Sari Humalo, who just 2 weeks ago became the first ever black African woman in history to reach the summit of the tallest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. It was Sari's fourth attempt at the feat that she undertook in an effort to help raise funds for supporting disadvantaged children in her community. And by the time she was summiting the mountain 2 weeks ago, one organization she was working with reported to have gotten more than 100,000 rands in pledges for their kids, a phenomenal feat. So you can totally understand why folks came out in droves, armed with posters and flags and costumes and hugs to welcome Sari home a big hug from all of us here at Scoop Miss Humalo. Good job teaching that mountain a lesson not to mess with a strong black woman. You go, girl. All right, we wrap up continental news on the football pitch, where the wait is almost over for one of the biggest finals in club football in the world. This Saturday, one of the 1st of June, Liverpool and Tottenham face off at the UEFA Champions League final. And as we all wait to catch it live on the screens, one of celebrity families over in Kenya are packing their bags to go catch it live in Madrid over the weekend. Kenyan footballer Victor Wanyama has reportedly splashed millions around to make sure his family joins him on that historic night as he and his teammates at the Tottenham attempt to beat Mo Salah and Sadio Mane's Liverpool on Saturday. And this isn't even the first time the lucky family are making that trip. A few years ago, when Wanyama's brother McDonald Mariga was playing for Inter Milan at the 2011 Champions League final, they also made that grand trip to see their son's team win 2-0 against Bayern Munich. Hopefully this trip is as successful for them as it was the last time. All the best to you on Saturday, Wanyama, and to you, Salah and Sadio Manes, and everyone else on the pitch. May the best team win. And we're taking a pause now from Matters Motherland to check out how things are going in the rest of the world. Here is our international roundup. That's all, folks, and all the scoop news that we had for you today. But make sure you tune in again, same time, same place, tomorrow. I've been your host, Hudson Amenya. Thank you for watching and tuning in. See you. Have a good evening.